Hello and welcome to Scrolling with Ceazor. Today is July 6th, 2026. Okay, this is my second recording of this, so I might just burn through this really quickly because I've already said everything once and my mic wasn't turned on properly. So anyhow, today we have a lot of news for you, but as always, this is not financial advice. ETH is up, ETH is down about 2%, BTC is down, 2.6%. So it's looking good for the ETH BTC chart. ETH has been pushing against BTC's dominance quite a bit. I like this. It makes sense to me, and I hope that it can actually push through the top and be valuable, be more valuable, be better than BTC because I like it. Anyhow, so everything is red today. There is a little bit of redness today, except there's a nice big pump on Wi-Fi. I like this. Someone bought a huge bag of Wi-Fi and pushed some of my positions into profit. As you can see, I did buy these. Now, why do I buy them? Because it was the bottom. The bottom was in, and I wanted to buy it. And I stake it, and I get YV USDC. I get interest-bearing USDC every month or every day or every whatever block that I can claim, and I don't even need to claim. I just leave it there. It's growing. So anyhow, you can consider this. There's a nice big pump here. It's going to obviously retract a little bit on this, but yeah, you do you. You consider it. You think about it. I've talked about it in quite a bit in the past. So let's move on to the tweets today. So Aave V4 crosses 250 million deposits. I really think they should put some of their partner tokens in here, not just we got this number, because they should give some credit where credit is due. Which projects have taken them to this 250 million. Show a little bit of love for your partners. Big redemptions overnight on Flex. I was redeemed. I'm considering whether or not to re-loop into this. I'm not sure if I'm going to because it'll take around 20 to 30 days to recover the upfront fee. If I do loop, because I'm going to have to set my interest rate up around 5%. So yeah, I'm thinking about this. There are other opportunities that I can use and come back to this. I really like this protocol. I was redeemed, but I was still in profit, so I made quite a bit of money during that time. I definitely was in profit though. But anyhow, I'm not going to go through all the math and show you all that. I don't even know. I don't want to do the math. I know I was in profit, so I'm just going to take it and kind of think of it like I'm not going to play right away, but maybe I'll keep watching and I'll join to play again. I'm not sure. I'm going to think about it. Moving on, so Michael Saylor dumped some BTC, 3,500 BTC, and he got a whole bunch of US dollars reserves now because he has funds. He has to pay dividends, so he needs it. He needs that cash to give to other people. Frax talks about this in a soft light. There's a lot of FUD. There's a lot of people screaming, and a lot of people hate strategies. Michael's strategy is a Ponzi, blah 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 blah. But Frax says it a little bit lighter than that. So once MicroStrategy layered cash obligations into the Bitcoin treasury, sales became inevitable. The market dislikes the headline, but reducing financial risk now is healthier than putting it off until it's too late. Yeah, I agree with that. And again, they're being very diplomatic about it, I guess. But yeah, so you can kind of think of it this way, or you can think of it like what most people are saying on crypto Twitter. Saying it's a Ponzi, it's terrible, this guy. I don't know, because I don't think MicroStrategy is using their BTC to generate any yield. I don't think they are opening CDPs or lending it, or minting stable coins and putting those stable coins to work. I don't think they're doing any of that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Moving on. So yesterday I did a tweet while I was before bed, basically about frogs and my frustration. I see a lot of frogs, and frogs are pretty stupid in the most sense. They don't care about utility. They don't care about learning. This kind of takes it to the point. Like, people on crypto Twitter are cynics. They are constantly saying this is a scam, this guy's bad, this token's garbage, this quote token does nothing. But what frogs see is they just see, oh, this guy's popular and this ticker is being mentioned a lot, and then they buy it. Or they follow this guy and buy what he says to buy. And the scammers and the grifty tokens, they just get more and more use case. So I'm going to try my best not to mention specific things, not to interact with these kinds of things, and just carry on with stuff that I believe in. Benji. So people clowning on non-profits while working for profits with no profits. So basically he's like, if you're running a for-profit, don't try to dunk on a non-profit, because you don't even have profit. So you should probably be running a non-profit too, right? And then if you sandwich that with Token Bryce's tweet here, progressive decentralization just means they progressively realized they didn't want to go decentralized. So what he's talking about here is projects will be like, oh, we're not a DAO yet, but we will be a DAO. So buy our token. But they slowly realize they don't want to be a DAO because it's more profitable to be a labs. And so he's like, we're just a small labs building in public, and literally a business, sir. So yeah, there's very few projects out there that are actually being run as a DAO. Most are just pretending to be a DAO, pretending to give equity to token holders, pretending to give them a view. A lot of them still are doing rev share, which is good for token holders, but you really have no say in a lot of them. DCF God, I like the way he tweets, because he always does his little disclaimers. No DCF God seeded EtherFi. EtherFi is the on-chain DeFi crypto vision come into reality. So what he's saying here is the banks are being killed by things like DeFi because EtherFi, because EtherFi is giving services to people like banks, not all of the services, but some of them, and they're using smart contracts to do it. So they're heavily reducing their overhead. They don't need to pay for some banking service protocol or software or the rails that the banking uses to send money and transmit and stuff like that. You can just do it with a smart contract on Ethereum or Ethereum L2s. So EtherFi uses optimism. Every user's account is just a multi-sig contract. Borrowing via Aave instance. If you want to borrow, you can just borrow. They just borrow it from Aave instance. So you can use your collateral on EtherFi to spend money on your credit card. Instead of being a debit card, you can use a credit, you can borrow versus on Aave and spend that money, and then you'll repay it. If that, obviously you're going to want to repay it, if you have a kind of income of some sort, right? So anyhow, you can do that, and it all happens on optimism and through smart contracts. I like it. Okay, so Liquidity tweeted out 18% APR on Y Bold. You paid with more Bold. You only exposed to Liquidity and Yearn. Yearn is not sending this Bold to some crazy yield farm in order to dump governance tokens. It's all just stability pool Bold. There's no counterparty risk, no centralized issuer, and always withdrawable, redeemable. I'm going to talk about this redeemable today. You can buy Bold, right? What makes this protocol very special and beautiful is you can buy Bold, and now you have the right to redeem. Anyone can redeem for Bold. Now, to make this more clear and understandable, every Bold is backed by Ethereum, okay, by several Ethereums, but Ethereum are Lido staked Ethereum or Rocket Pool staked Ethereum. So every Bold is backed that way. So when someone opens a CDP or when someone mints Bold, they put the collateral in. They are the owners of that collateral, and they minted Bold, right? Now, if they sell that Bold or they put that Bold for sale in a liquidity pool and you buy it, then now you own the collateral, because you can redeem and take that collateral out. Okay, so that's what the beautiful thing about this. And when you redeem, you get $1 worth of collateral, and then you can sell it, right? So if Bold goes below peg, then you just buy it and put it in. If it's at peg, you can consider buying it, but consider your price impact on the size that you are doing. And if it's above peg, then you're probably less likely to want to buy it. Let someone first mint and dump it down. But anyways, that's that. You can check it out. Andre Cronje's Flying Tulip is doing pretty good. 14.7% on mainnet, 7% on Sonic. You buy you mint FTUSD, and stake it and earn those. Now, you are earning Flying Tulip tokens. So this APR is dependent on the Flying Tulip token price because basically they take all the yield generated, they buy the Flying Tulip token, and they use this to incentivize everything on the platform. So there's a lot of volume going through this pool because of that, so basically they're going to buy it and then you can sell it, and they are harvesting some trading fees by doing this kind of setup. Back to the tweet. Here is Andre Cronier's. Hasu does this long tweet here. You can read through it, but in essence, what he's talking about is the priority fees on Ethereum. So let me read what it says. Priority fees will probably not rise and may go down a lot, and that is a good thing. So what he's talking about, like if someone wants to do if they want their transaction to be the first transaction in a block, they can pay priority fees to get their transaction in first, right? But what DeFi protocols have decided to do and have discovered they can do is they can take that opportunity to themselves. Most of the priority fees are being paid by arbitrageurs. So people arbing a pool or people liquidating someone, which is in essence a arbitrage as well. So arbitrageurs are paying most of the priority fees. But what protocols have kind of learned that they can do is they can sell the right to arbitrage to individuals who are willing to pay for it. So they can extract that priority fee to themselves. So for example, like if there's a vault that should be liquidated, they can say, oh, if you pay us a small bonus, then you have the right to liquidate it. So instead of putting that priority fee to put your transaction first, you know that you're the one who gets to liquidate because you paid the protocol that liquidation fee or that liquidation priority fee, right? So he says that's a good thing because that means DeFi apps on Ethereum will be more profitable. They will be better. They're better designed. All the businesses will grow, and then Ethereum will grow as a result of that. Ramses is just, Hercules did a tweet out about Ramses. I really like Ramses. I talk about it all the time. So yeah, you can get some good juice on your hype versus USDC. You can farm RAM, and then you can put RAM to work as it is on Rameses. You can put it into the auto vote. You can vote for bribes and fees and stuff like that. Check it out. Summerfi was exploited over the evening. This is a pretty good Eli 5 TLDR on how it worked. There is some questions in here I still don't know, but this will give you a pretty good understanding of what happened. So the core flow is 3 steps. So the hacker deposited a large amount of USDC into the vault. They donated deprecated Morpho tokens to the Summer Vault, which the Summer Vault then, valued those deprecated tokens at paper value instead of being super cheap, and then he basically withdrew it all. So then the Summer Vaults valued those tokens at paper value, inflating the attacker's share of the vault, allowing them to withdraw more than they deposited. So yeah, I don't know. What I don't know is whether these deprecated vault tokens, because she says deprecated, it kind of sounds like these are not the vault tokens that were acceptable to this protocol, to Summerfi. And I didn't dig very deep in this, but so it's like when you deposit USDC, some of that USDC goes to Morpho for looping, and then so you're going to get some vault tokens from Morpho. But let's say those are vault tokens 1, and he bought some really, really cheap vault tokens 2 and stuck them in the vault, and the vault didn't distinguish the difference. He's just like, oh, we've got vault tokens, so the value's up, right? So I think that's kind of what happened. So that's definitely a Summerfi problem. But maybe there's something else in here, and it's actually a Morpho token problem. I'm not sure. So yield basis passed proposal 50 to increase the capacity of 5 million I believe it's US dollars, 5 million more ETH into the ETH pool. There's still a little bit left, as you can see, 94%. So if you want to squeeze in here, you can squeeze in here, but I think this will be gone pretty quick. It will be filled up pretty fast. So get in fast if this is something you want to do. So that's it for today. I hope this has been interesting and useful, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.